Shalom, Israel. This is priest and officer Yahweh Shem Yashai Barakatham, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashem Yashai. This is priest and officer Kuraya Allah out of ISUPK, Connecticut, under Commanding General Yohana, which started out ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And every day, all day, since 1969 to now, and until, we're here to wake up the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians and bring them back to the Most High and to help bring our people and wake our people up to the Lord. We are the Lord's chosen people, and this world hates us for that. This world is disgusted with us because when they look at us like trash. They look at us like filth. They are envious of us because in their soul, in their mind, their soul, they know who we are. We're the only ones that don't know who we are. Understand that when you see us out here in these streets and you see us in these classes, understand that we have a level of love that's unbelievable for our people, which you're not going to get in the Christian church. You're not going to get in these other organizations, these other religions, beliefs. Why? Because these other beliefs is not for us. They don't care about us. They only care about themselves. Why is that? Because, like anybody else, we should only care about our own. Just like they do. You go into Germany, you see German people support one another. You go into Russia, you go into all these countries, China, Africa, you name it. They're supporting each other. We're the only ones that are destroyed. We're the only ones that have been mixed in and been oppressed by this world, by the so-called white man, Esau. But the reason for that is because of our foreparents. The reason for that is because our foreparents did not listen. Our foreparents decided to dibble and dabble and take or was curious in learning and doing other things the other nations was doing, which totally was against the Most High. And as a result of that, the Most High basically spanked us and allowed our enemies, our oppressors that you see today that's over us, to be over us. Now, I'm going to, as a matter of fact, hold on. So, like, if you give me 1 second. Just bear me 1 second. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Are you on? Okay. Do you see, is it on right now? Yeah, Salakia. All right, so just read. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. Then you read from there. All right. All right, no doubt. All right. So Yeah, go to Zephaniah 2:1. All right, and let me know when you got it. Okay, brother.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because we are people that the this world don't care about. We are a nation that this world do not care about. We are a nation that are looking that is, excuse me, looking for answers and solutions, and understand that we are not we are not wanted here. If it was up to our oppressor, if it was up to the so-called white man, he would already have gotten rid of every last black, Hispanic, and Native Indian out here. But as a result of that, the Lord not allowing that to happen to us is what is the mercy that the Most High has given us. Now, did you get that scripture, brother?
Time to time.
All right, read.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together. Gather.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together. Ye gather together, O nation not desire.
All right. Gather yourselves together. We got to gather ourselves together. We got to come together because understand that voting is not something for us. Voting has never done anything for us. Voting have only, okay, when Clinton was in office, Clinton was a Democrat. How many killings happened in our communities? Did it slow down when Clinton was in office? Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians getting locked up? Not at all. When Bush was in office, which was a Republican, did anything change? Nothing. So at the end of the day, and moving forward, Obama was in office. He was a Democrat. Did that stop any killing of any black, Hispanic, and Native Indians? No. Same thing with Trump. So the point I'm making is it don't make a difference. The Lord don't want us voting. The only person we should be voting for and rooting for and paying homage to, aside from the Most High, is Yahushua Mashiach, in which, if you don't know, and that's what y'all would call Jesus Christ in English. Our Savior, our King. The same brother, the same man that died for us. So we could be forgiven, so we could be given another chance. That's what we need to vote for. And how do you vote for him? By coming back to these scriptures, coming back to the Lord. Coming back to the Most High. Because truth be told, really we should be voting for the Most High. But we need to pay homage to our King as well, Yahushua. That's the only voting that's expected of us. We need to leave Belial We need to leave all these other doctrines that we dibbled and dabbled into. The only one that we need to deal with is the Most High. So when we gather together, we got to gather together and come back to the Most High. We got to be brotherly and sisterly to one another. We need to help build, support one another financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. We need to gather together because why? That last part?
O nation not desired.
Right, because we are a nation that is not desired. We are a nation that is hated. We are a nation that have talent. We are a nation that is gifted. Why? Because we are the Lord's people. We are the Most High's people. We are the salt of the earth. We are the righteous people. We are the ones to carry out what the Most High wants us to carry out, which is following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and to worship only one God, which is the Most High, the one power, the one creator, which is the Most High. Okay, drop that, brother. Let me get Romans 13:1. And let me know when you got it, all right, brother? You're doing a good job, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, no doubt. Let me get Romans 13:1. All right.
It's Romans chapter 13, verse 1. That every soul be subject unto the higher power.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Read.
For there is no power, Slakia, no power but of the power.
But of the powers, right. There's no powers of the powers. Go ahead.
The powers that be.
The powers that what?
The powers that be.
Say that again.
The powers that be.
Go ahead. Finish reading.
Are ordained of the power.
The powers that be are ordained by the powers. Now it says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Every soul have to come back to the Most High. For there's no power but the powers. There's no God, there's no powers but the powers, which is the Most High. The powers that be are ordained by the powers, the Most High. Now, the Most High, he saw this so-called white man, our oppressor, is ordained by the Most High to rule over us. Why? Because when you go into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it tells you about the Most High, about our people. It goes into slavery and why we went into slavery, for disobeying the Most High, for not following these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High set out for us. So understand that voting, I'm going to go back to, the title, the subject. Voting is not something that we have to do because the Most High don't want us voting. Because understand that the Most High, we took, all right, and this is common sense, because even if you wasn't, I'm going to sidebar for a second, Slaki. When you sit there and you look at it, when we vote. When we sit there, and for as long as I can remember watching any presidential candidate voting, not that I was into it, but when I see it, all I can remember seeing is somebody up there talking, who's ever running for president, making a bunch of promises, and then later on hearing adults, and this is from when I was little, hearing adults being mad later on that now who was elected president didn't hold up to what they said they was going to do. And this has been an ongoing thing for years. So you got to say to yourself, at what point you gonna sit there and say they basically full of bullshit? Because you got Democrats that don't do nothing for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and you got Republicans that don't. So at the end of the day, we got to stop being foolish. Now, I'm sorry. You go back to reading verse 2.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the power.
Go ahead.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
And they that receive to themselves damnation. They shall receive to themselves damnation. Right. Because I'm going to read it again. In verse 2, it says, whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High, of the powers. And they that resisted shall receive to themselves damnation. Understand that there's only one God, there's only one power but the Most High. When we sit there and we decide to vote, and we decide to pick a slave master, taskmaster, as you would say, over us, it's like having two things to punish you with. It's like having a stick or a belt. Which one do you want to get hit with? The belt being the Democrats, the stick being the Republicans, excuse me. That's all this voting is doing for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. It's not doing nothing. It's just a matter of just picking which one you want to get punished with. Which one, how much torture do you want? Because that's exactly what's going on. Because guess what's going to happen under, who's it, Biden's watch now? Guess how many Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians is going to get killed and slaughtered in broad daylight? If not more, maybe the same amount under Trump's watch, and the same amount under Clinton, the Bushes, Obama, under their watch. Because one thing people fail to realize, and I'm not into all the politics or whatever, but I do know, and if memory serves me right, I see I can remember through certain things, but Biden was under Trump's administration. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Obama's administration didn't do anything for Black people. Obama's administration did not do jack for anyone. I don't understand what, like, do we have short-term memory, like, or long-term memory loss? Because at the end of the day, it's like, if this man was under Obama's administration and they ain't do nothing for blacks, what is something that I'm missing? Like, why would you even want him in office? And then the vice president, which is a heathen, which I know that's crushing a lot of you Christian, black, Hispanic, and Native Indians out there. Kamala Harris is a heathen. And not only a heathen, but a heathen that was the DA for the Oscar Grant case that got them police officers off. They got what's that word? Acquitted for killing Oscar Grant, shooting him in his back with cuffs on. And this is who we're pushing so hard to get in the office. Now, that's neither here nor there. I could care less. I don't give a damn about Trump. I don't give a damn about Biden. Yo, and we shouldn't. But understand that and this goes back to what I said. Voting for black, Hispanic, and Native Indians is like picking a belt, picking a whip, or picking a stick. Which one you want to get beat with? Because we're gonna get beat. And we're gonna get beat worse, and it's only gonna get worse. And before you know it, you got 4 years to deal with whatever abuse this administration is going to bring to us. Now, Salaki, you can start. You can finish read, brother.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Go ahead.
But to the evil.
And rulers, hold on, brother. For rulers are not a terror to good works. Because Biden, who's ever under, that's running this country, whoever administration is under, that's running this country, when it comes to the priests and prophets of the Most High, the Lord's, the Most High saints, the people that come back to the Most High, understand that their terror, whatever they bring, is not doing nothing for us, for anybody that's in this truth that the Most High is with. Their terror, what they bring, means nothing. Because the Most High has a protection, has a hedge around us for protection. Finish read, brother. But to evil. But to the evil. So when you're out there smoking weed, when you're out there being a homosexual, a child molester, a drug addict, when you out there being a prostitute, when you out there stripping on in clubs, when you out there just whoring around, right? When you murdering, stealing, raping, robbing, understand that that's evil. And the terrors that this administration or this government that's over us, taskmasters that's over us, that's over this country, terror is gonna come to y'all. Because understand that the Most High, He protects, and He, like I said, He has a hedge over His priests and prophets. Understand that, and the brothers and sisters as well that come in this truth, that comes back to Him, that's in this truth. Most High has a hedge over us. Go ahead, finish read, brother.
Kanawakan, without then be afraid of the power.
Will thou then not? Read that again, brother.
Kanawakan,
Hmm?
yeah.
No sweat. Go ahead. You're doing a great job, brother. Go ahead.
Will thou then not be afraid of the power?
Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Go ahead.
Do that which is good,
Go ahead.
and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Right, and you're not gonna fear. The only one that's gonna fear the Most High is the sinners. And when I say fear, make no mistake, we all fear, even the ones doing the work of the Lord. But the ones that are sinning and doing and knowing that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing is really going to fear the Lord, like, because they know what they're doing is wrong. It's no different than when you have a child. When you have a child and they know that they did wrong, you have a bunch of siblings, a bunch of kids. You have, okay, I'm gonna use example, 2, 3 kids. 2 out of the 3 kids is not doing what they're supposed to do. They breaking up stuff, they doing things, they're not doing what's told. So when the dad comes home, right? The father comes home. Now they have to deal with him. Now, although the one that's doing right still fears, but not fear, not the type of fear that the father's going to abuse him, but the fear of losing his respect and how he views his character, who the son is that's doing what he's supposed to do. That fear. Whereas the other 2 kids that's not doing what they're supposed to do is going to be scared because they know that dad's going to light fire to that ass if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They worried about the punishment. Is it going to be something physical in a sense where it's going to be taken away from them, or they're going to get like the discipline? They're going to be in fear. So understand that when it says, "Will thou then not be afraid of the powers? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same time." Understand that with the Most High and with the Father, He's going to praise that child for doing good, following the instructions. The other kids is the ones that's going to be scared because now something's going to have to give, or the dad might have mercy on them and turn a blind eye, just like the Most High may turn a blind eye. Only the Lord knows. But these scriptures tell you, and it's 1,000% accurate. Go ahead. Finish read, brother.
Kanawakan, verse 4. For he is the minister of the power to thee for good.
Go ahead.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain.
Go ahead.
For he is the minister of the power, a revenger, to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Right?
Oh, okay. You know what? Let me skip down all the way down to 13.
Verse 13. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in the rioting and drunkenness,
Go
not
ahead.
in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. But put ye on the Most High, the Hawashai of Mashiach,
Mm-hmm.
and make not provision for the flesh to fully
Go ahead.
fulfill the lust thereof.
Yeah, and understand that you got to put the Most High, Yahushua Mashiach, first. You know what I mean? You got to put, you got to make provisions for the flesh. You got to fight the lust. You got to understand that when you become a part of this world, when you become a part of this society, you tend to adapt and partake in everything as far as what this society offers, this culture, our oppressors' culture. So if, like for instance, I use fashion in the fashion world. Now they have it. It's been like this for a minute, where they have the men wearing real effeminate clothing, tight clothes, looking, damn near wearing what women wear. Understand that when you partake in these worldly things, you have to fight that. When you sitting here and you carrying the burden of Yahushua Mashiach, you have to fight that. You cannot sit there and have one foot in, one foot out. You cannot be lukewarm. You have to be hot or cold. Two extremes. You can't be wavy, because the Most High will spew you out. So understand, when you're sitting here and you're talking about rock to vote, when you're sitting here talking about, oh, we got to make change because this guy that's running for president is the truth and he's going to make a change and help blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Nah, he's going to help communities, our communities. He's not going to do nothing, because guess what? There was a meme not too long ago, and it was funny, it was hilarious, but it was very truthful. It had a picture of, it had two pictures. It was I believe it said, now quote me if I'm wrong, but it was like, this is what happened when Trump was in office. And then it had the picture of the ghetto. And then the picture next to it is the same ghetto. It said, and this is what's going to happen when Trump is not in office, And that's a heavy that was a heavy picture. It was funny, but it was very truthful. And when I say funny, I don't mean it to ha 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 and to look down. It's sad, but it's funny. Because why I say sad is because when you got our people sitting here running around, rock the vote, you got these celebrity characters. Oh, you gotta vote. Understand that, what are we voting for? What changes is coming? What changes is coming in a sense where at the end of the day, we're going to see all black and Hispanic and Native Indian communities? What changes are we going to see where the Native Indians, the tribe of Gad, is going to get their land back? When you start seeing changes where America is giving back to the Gadites and the Reubenites, when you see stuff being given back from our oppressors that was stolen from us, that was taken from us, then you can say, oh, well, voting for this person made a change, but we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that. But I'll tell you what we will see when our king comes back, Yahushua Mashiach. When our king comes back, what we will see is bloodshed. What we will see, well, you know what? Let me retract. Lord willing, I pray that the Most High allows me to see in that day, to be there. I pray that we all can see in that day this kingdom falling, the bloodshed for all them thousands of years from what this red bastard did to our ancestors for hundreds and hundreds of years, even to now. The judgment that's going to be upon them. I pray and hope the Most High allows me to be there. In Jeremiah 16 and 16, I pray that day where after the Most High tells us to stop fishing, he starts sending us out there to hunt. I want to be out there hunting all through the mountains and the rocks and the clefts of the rocks to find every last one of these red devil dogs. And hit them with a couple of them things, you know? But Salaki, I just went off. You can start. You can finish read, brother.
Final time. That you want me to go into 14? That was the end of.
Oh, yo, Salaki. No. That's it. Let me get Ecclesiastes 10 and 2
Final time.
in the Bible.
Final time.
Let me know when you got it.
Time.
That's the brother Lawrence out there from young man Lawrence out there from Hartford doing his thing on the reading. You know? Brother coming up strong, man. Just keep up the good work, brother.
Final time.
Hey.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 2.
Go ahead.
A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool heart at his left.
Yeah, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Understand that everything righteous, we give a pound, we greet with the right hand. Understand that the left hand, you know, a fool's heart is on the left. Understand that when you're on the left-hand side, that's the wicked side. The right side is the righteous side. Understand that a fool heart is on his left, is on the wicked side, on the negative side. What's a fool? You know what's a fool? Somebody that disobeys these laws, statutes, and commandments. The same people that sit up in church eating shrimp, crab, pork, lobster. The same ones that sit here molesting children, raping women, children, boys, girls, drug dealers, murderers, homosexuals, lesbians, workers of witchcraft, drug addicts, drug dealers, the so-called white man, our oppressor, all these heathens out there is the left hand. They're wicked. They're evil. Why? Because that's just them. You know? Drop that. Let me get Deuteronomy 17 and 14.
Time.
All right.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Most High thy powers giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Verse 15.
Go to 15, right.
Verse 15. Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Most High thy powers shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Right.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Right. Understand that the Most High, Yahushua Mashiach, which y'all call Christ, is our King. That's who the Most High set over us. And that last part where it says, thou may not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Is Joe Biden our brother? No. Is Donald Trump our brother? No. Anybody that's up there in the White House or whatever. Obama's not our brother. Understand that when the Most High speaks, the Most High speaks. We are not supposed to be voting. We are supposed to be sitting here, coming back to the Most High, getting right and building our nation. Because understand, like I brought up that Zephaniah 2:1, is that we are a nation not desired. Voting is not for us. They're using voting and our voting just for stats, for numbers. I don't know what they're doing, but it's a waste of paper and time. You know, election day, I mean, election day, I'm sorry, excuse me. Yeah. So, understand that at the end of the day, that we are not supposed to be voting for these characters, because at the end of the day, this voting is not for us. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me get what do you call it? Deuteronomy, Ecclesiastes 7 and 14.
Kind of a gun.
Let me know when you got it, brother. Give me a second.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. The powers also have set one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 15. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness.
Right. So understand that, in the day of prosperity, understand that when you think and you see that all this commotion because it's threats of rioting if Trump wins, if understand that we have to be joyful because the end is coming. The end of this kingdom is coming. It's coming down. Understand that there's a just man that's here, and the just man is Yahushua Mashiach. We are just men. When you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we are just according to these scriptures. And there's and the wicked man understand that this government, Esau, these presidential candidates and so forth, understand that they're wicked. Everything they do, watch what happens. Watch what happens, because understand that Biden's in office now, and his what do you call it? His number 2 is that Kamala Harris. Understand that Joe Biden, he's like a sneeze away from dying. He looks like he's one catching a cold away from his deathbed. So what's more likely going to happen is what's her name? Kamala Harris is going to take over his seat as president. And if you think what she did by getting them cops off in the Oscar Grant case was messed up, that's when she was just a regular DA out in California. She's going to be over this nation. Oh, man. Yo, let the games begin, because then that's when you're going to see a lot of shit hit the fan. Drop that, brother. Let me get Psalms 146:3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Psalms, 146, verse 3. Put not your trust in princes.
Put not your trust in princes. Put not your trust in... Go ahead.
Nor in the sons of men, in whom there is no help.
Okay, put not your trust in princes. Princes of this kingdom, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Meaning Esau. There's no help. Esau can't do nothing for you. These princes, in whether you got prince in Zamunda, I'm being funny. I don't even know if this is a place, but in Africa, China, and throughout this whole earth of these other nations, you cannot put your trust in them, nor the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Where there's no help, what Son of Man where you can't is there that you can't get help? It's not talking about Yahushua Mashiach. It's talking about Esau, because Esau can't do nothing for you. His sons, anybody, cannot do nothing for you. You can't get no help from them. Don't put your trust in them. Don't put your trust in your Donald Trumps, your Joe Bidens. Why? Because what are they going to do for you? because the Democrats in office, what they going to give you? A couple extra more dollars? Another stimulus check? Really? But once again, Christian church won't tell you that. They're going to tell you to rock the vote. They're going to tell you you need to vote. They ain't going to sit there and say, don't vote. They're going to encourage you to vote. Now, whether they're going to take a stance and say who, I don't believe they're allowed to, but they're going to encourage you to vote. Don't be foolish. If you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, don't vote. Be wise. Let me get one more scripture. Let me get Proverbs 29:2, brother. All right.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority.
When what?
When the righteous are in authority.
When the who?
When the righteous are in authority.
When the righteous are in authority. Who's the righteous? ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, the priests and prophets of the Lord. We are the righteous. And when we're in authority, what's going to happen? Read, brother.
The people rejoice.
The people, the 12 tribes, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians will rejoice. The people rejoice. They will rejoice. Our people will rejoice because we are going to judge the earth. We're going to run Christ's kingdom, the Most High's kingdom, according to righteousness, the right way, the way the Most High wants it. Read.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Who's the wicked? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. Who's the wicked? Esau, the so-called white man, the red devil dog. All these other heathen bastards out here that have oppressed the Lord's people. They are the wicked. And when they bear rule, the people mourn. Who's the people that mourn? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So I say it again. Understand that the Most High does not want his people to vote. Why? Because we're voting for the wicked. And when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. That's my time, Israel. I'm Priest and Officer Quara Ya'ala out of ISUPK, Connecticut. Shalom. I want to say shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshabrakathum. Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashim Yahshai. That's my time. Shalom.